Introduction. Have you ever wondered why some people sell effortlessly, yet their revenue is always twice as high as everyone else's? They don't talk much. They don't rely on fancy techniques, not even on a perfect script. Yet customers believe in them, buy from them, and come back again. Meanwhile, others speak well, attend every sales training, but the more they sell, the less trust they earn. So where does the difference lie? In the way they speak, or the way they live? In business, trust cannot be bought with money. It's built from the most genuine parts of who you are. Selling, in truth, isn't about persuading someone to buy a product. It's about helping another person feel understood, cared for, and genuinely valued. Today's video, 6 sales strategies to double your revenue, won't teach you tricks. It will help you rediscover the true essence of selling. These 6 strategies come from real people, those who failed, struggled, and eventually found their way back through sincerity. If you're an entrepreneur, or simply someone curious about how people truly make decisions, then this video is for you. Sit down, take a deep breath, and listen, not to learn another technique, but to understand yourself more deeply. Because when you understand yourself, you understand your customers, and when that happens, you no longer need to sell, they will come to you. Bell if you find this video helpful. Hit subscribe to the Different Mindset channel today. As a thank you, I prepared a special gift, the ebook, 6 Breakthrough Sales Strategies. You can find the download link in the description and pinned comment below. Leave your email, and I'll send it right away, or simply comment the word, gift, if you'd like to receive it. These are concise insights that can help you start transforming, tonight. Don't miss this chance. One small habit can create a completely different future for you. Part 2 Strategy 1. Building trust, the foundation of every transaction. Every relationship in business, big or small, begins with something invisible, trust. Without trust, you might get a customer to buy once, but they will never come back. Conversely, when trust exists, even before you speak, customers already want to listen. Trust isn't something you can ask for or buy with promotions. It's built from every word, every action, every glance. And it all starts from within, from yourself. A genuine salesperson must first be honest with themselves. Don't sell a product you don't believe in. Don't say things that don't feel true, because customers will sense it. Have you ever met someone who's never lied to you, yet on first meeting you felt uneasy? That's the energy of inauthenticity. A salesperson doesn't just sell a product, they sell the energy and character of who they are. When you even think about deceiving a customer, your eyes change, your tone shifts, and trust evaporates. I remember a small story from a friend in fashion. I only sell pieces of worn and loved. When customers ask, she doesn't just describe fabric or cut, she describes the confidence she felt wearing it. The result? Customers buy not merely for the dress, but for the authentic energy she radiates. In the original lesson, there's an example about a shoe brand. Every employee must wear the very shoes they sell. Because only when you truly experience something can you speak honestly about it. Many people try to learn how to talk well, forgetting that words are just the surface of intention. Customers don't buy from your mouth, they buy from your heart. When you love your product and understand its value, every word you speak carries different weight. Conversely, if you speak just for money, people will hear money in your voice, not trust. Over the years, I've met people with few sales techniques who still excelled because of one secret: sincerity. They didn't try to play experts, they simply spoke honestly and truly wanted to help. A customer may forget what you sold, but they will never forget how it felt to be treated with respect and honesty. If you're in business, ask yourself. If the answer is not sure, pause and reflect. Trust can't be taught in a day, it's forged through honest choices. Day by day. When you live right, speak right, and sell right, trust will naturally bloom around you. And once customers trust you, you don't have to sell. You simply share, and they'll buy because they trust you. Remember, trust is the foundation of every transaction, and also the foundation of every human relationship. If you can build trust, you've acquired the most valuable asset, both in business and in life. Part 3 Strategy 2. Real experience, selling with your heart. Have you ever noticed how someone's eyes light up? Their voice warms when they talk about something they truly love. In that moment, they aren't just talking, they are transmitting real energy. The same is true in sales. You can't make others believe in your product if you haven't truly experienced it yourself. Real experience is the bridge between logic and emotion, between product and person. When you understand your product with your mind, you can describe it, but when you feel it with your heart, you can touch the hearts of others. I once met a small coffee seller in Dalat. He didn't advertise or give discounts. He simply poured a cup, handed it to me, and said, "I grew these beans for 3 years, waiting for the first batch to roast." When I took a sip, I didn't just taste coffee, I felt his pride and love in every word. That's the power of genuine experience. It makes people believe without persuasion. A great salesperson doesn't just know the product, they live with it. Selling skincare? Use it. Selling books? Read them. Selling a course? Take it yourself first. In the Super Memory for Students program, many agents did exactly that. They tried it, applied it, then shared real stories of how their kids improved. The result? They didn't need loud promotions. They simply told stories, and people believed instantly. Because nothing is more convincing than truth that's been lived. But genuine experience isn't just to prove your product works. It helps you believe in yourself. When you truly know the value you deliver, you speak naturally, your eyes are steady, your voice full of conviction. Customers may object, but they won't walk away because they can feel truth in every word you say. There's one simple principle I always remind people of. If you haven't experienced it, you're speaking from memory, not from emotion. And customers, they don't buy reasons, they buy emotions. In today's world, people are skeptical and defensive, yet deep down, they still seek truth, even in a single sentence. If you speak from your heart, they'll listen with theirs. If you sell from real experience, they'll believe because they can see it's real. Selling, after all, isn't the art of persuasion, it's the art of telling truth with emotion. It's hard to believe, but one small shift, using what you sell, trying it yourself, feeling it deeply, can elevate you to a whole new level. Then every sales conversation stops being about closing deals, it becomes sharing life experience. And customers will buy, not because you convinced them, but because they see themselves in your story. Remember, authentic experience is the key that unlocks trust. When you live your product, you're no longer selling, you're sharing what you believe in. And that truth is what keeps customers coming back. Part 4 Strategy 3. The Art of Giving, the Power of Generosity. There's something fascinating about business. People often remember the gift longer than the product. A product may satisfy them, but a gift, even a small one, can move their heart. Giving gifts is not just a strategy, it's a language of care. When you give someone something, you're saying, "I thought of you. I appreciate you." In sales, this means even more, because giving the right gift can turn an ordinary buyer into a lifelong customer. Some people think giving gifts is expensive, but the true value of a gift isn't in its price. It's in the emotion behind it. I remember visiting a small countryside market. A lady sold me some squash, then smiled and added a few sprigs of herbs. "These are on me, no charge." I didn't buy much, but I went back the next day, simply because I remembered her smile and that small gift. That's the art of giving. When you give from the heart, you awaken gratitude in others. And that gratitude, it's what makes people come back, even when you don't ask them to. Another example. A noodle shop I visited in Saigon. After every meal, the owner would pour a cold glass of tea and say, "Here. This is on the house." It sounds simple, yet every customer smiled, and almost everyone came back. When you know how to give, you're telling your customers, "I care about how you feel, not just what you pay." Even in big business, this holds true. Companies give raincoats, mugs, or notebooks, small things that make customers feel valued. The essence of gift giving isn't material. It's about the emotional experience you create. Just like in love, a small flower can sometimes mean more than an expensive gift. Great salespeople understand, give first, receive later. They know that giving doesn't reduce profit, on the contrary. It opens a new door of trust. Some give before the sale, others after, but the most powerful gift is one that comes unexpectedly, at the right time. Once, a bookseller sent me a small wooden bookmark engraved with the words, "Knowledge is freedom." I still keep it today. It didn't cost much, but every time I open a book, I remember the person who gave it. Giving well means creating an emotional memory, and that memory lasts longer than the product you sold. There's a quote I love: "People may forget what you said, forget what you did, but they will never forget how you made them feel." When you know how to give, you plant positive emotion in others' hearts. And that's the most sustainable marketing strategy in the world. So next time you meet a customer, don't just ask, "What can I sell?" Ask, "What can I give to make them smile?" Because sometimes, a small gift, a sincere gesture, becomes the biggest deal you'll ever make. Part 5, Strategy 4. Limitation, creating urgency and value. People have a strange habit. We only see the value of something when we're about to lose it. The same happens in sales. When something is always available, customers think, "I can buy it tomorrow." But when you create a limit on time, quantity, or opportunity, they start to act. That's not manipulation, it's understanding how people make decisions. The essence of limitation is to create urgency, a gentle reminder that this chance won't last forever. When something is limited, its value increases, like a rare painting or a moment that happens only once in life. There are 3 common types of limitation in business: time, quantity, and location. Time limitation creates urgency, today only. Grand opening week, 48-hour sale. Quantity limitation triggers the fear of missing out, only 50 spots. Last 2 items remaining. Location limitation makes a product feel exclusive, available only at Branch A. Hanoi Exclusive Edition. But most importantly, the limitation must be real. If you say, "Only 10 left," and sell 20, your customers will never trust you again. Once trust is broken, no promotion can fix it. I once observed a luxury brand, Hermes, that produces only a few handbags each year. It's not because they lack capacity, it's because they understand scarcity creates value. Each bag becomes a symbol, not just of fashion, but of desire. Even in everyday markets, the same principle applies. A small store can use limitation to create breakthroughs. I once tried a book campaign, buy 5, get 5 free, for 3 days only. The result? Everything sold out in 2 days. Limitation doesn't just push action, it makes customers feel like they're part of something special. And who doesn't want to feel special? But limitation isn't only for products, it applies to you as a person. When you learn to set limits on your time, energy, and promises, people will value you more. A salesperson who never says, "No," will burn out. But one who says, "I only take 5 clients per month," will make people see your service as precious. Limitation is actually a way to protect your energy and elevate your own value. When you combine sincerity, Strategy 1, authentic experience, Strategy 2, generosity, Strategy 3, and add the finesse of limitation, Strategy 4, you'll witness a miracle. Customers won't just buy, they'll value the opportunity to work with you. Remember, everything becomes more valuable when it's limited. And sometimes, knowing when to pause, to select, to say, "Enough," is the fastest way to move further. Part 6, Strategy 5. Attitude and image, the art of communicating through energy. There's something few people realize. A salesperson doesn't just sell a product, they sell their own energy. Your attitude, tone, gaze, and even the way you walk, all of it is a message. Before a customer hears your words, they've already read you with their intuition. Some people walk into a room and instantly make it feel lighter. Others make it heavy, without saying a word. That's the energy you carry. Selling, at its core, is an exchange of energy between 2 people. If your energy is positive, sincere, and open, others will feel safe, trust you, and want to connect. But if you're tense, anxious, or impatient, they'll sense it immediately. A true professional doesn't just learn the right words, they learn to live with the right emotions. You can't bring negative energy and expect your customer to feel happy. Your attitude is the mirror of the product you sell. When you smile, your product feels warmer. When you frown, it feels colder. A salesperson's image isn't just the clothes they wear, it's the way they show up. Someone dressed simply but neatly, with confident eyes and a calm tone, leaves a better impression than someone luxurious but insincere. You can learn 100 sales techniques, but a single frown or harsh tone can erase them all. Because customers don't buy the product first. They buy the first experience, and that experience is you. I once met a woman selling massage chairs. She always smiled, always said, "Thank you," even when people didn't buy. One day I asked, "Don't you ever get tired?" She replied, "Maybe they won't buy today, but at least they'll remember a kind person who invited them to try." That answer stayed with me ever since. That's what true professionalism is, not selling through pressure, but through gentle energy. Attitude is also how you respond when things don't go your way, when customers say no, when sales drop, when someone complains. Amateurs react with anger. Professionals respond with calm and gratitude. They see every rejection as a chance to understand their customers better. A genuine smile, a simple, "Thank you for sharing," sometimes carries more power than an expensive marketing campaign. Many think sales is about speaking well. In truth, it's about listening well, listening to what customers say, and what they don't. When you listen with presence, customers feel respected, and when they feel respected, they open up. The right attitude is when you stop seeing customers as targets to close, and start seeing them as people to understand and help. Then every conversation becomes lighter and more natural, because you're speaking to a human, not to a wallet. Remember, attitude is your invisible business card. It walks into the room before any introduction, logo, or marketing plan. When you show up with positive energy, people feel it. When you lead with respect, the world responds with trust. Selling, in the end, isn't the art of persuasion, it's the art of radiating good energy. And if you can do that, you won't just sell, you'll make the world a little warmer. Part 7 Conclusion, Summary and Call to Action. After walking through these 5 strategies, perhaps you've realized something. Selling isn't a skill, it's character. A great salesperson isn't someone who talks well, but someone who lives genuinely. We began with trust, because it's the foundation of every relationship. Then came real experience, because only when you feel it, can you truly touch others. We learned to give, because giving doesn't take away, it doubles value. Then we discovered the power of limitation, because what's rare always feels precious. And finally, attitude and presence, because the energy you bring is the first product people ever experience. These 5 strategies may seem separate, but they're really 5 ways to live authentically. Because business, at its deepest level, isn't a battle between sellers and buyers. It's a journey to find connection between people who respect and understand each other. When you approach business that way, you stop closing deals. You start opening hearts. And when hearts open, every other door opens too. I believe that if you practice these 5 strategies with patience and honesty, you won't just double your sales, you'll multiply the joy of doing your work. Because selling is a beautiful profession. It teaches humility, listening, care, and gratitude. It reminds us that to truly reach others, we must first live true to ourselves. Let these strategies live not just in your notebook, but as part of how you live every day. Because when you live with kindness, work with sincerity, and communicate with good energy, success will naturally find its way to you. Bell. If you found this video helpful, hit subscribe to the Different Mindset channel today. As a thank you, I prepared a free gift, the ebook 6 Breakthrough Sales Strategies. The download link is in the description and pinned comment below. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss a new video. Leave a comment with your thoughts. I read and reply to each one. And if you want to watch the full series, Effective Business 3.2.2, click on the playlist below. Remember, one small change today can create a completely different future. Thank you for listening. I'm Mr. Hoy, and this is Different Mindset.